In this video, we present HoloDoc, a mixed reality system that provides rich interactions while working with physical documents. When working with such documents, HoloDoc tracks the user's pen strokes and hand gestures to enable users access to digital functionality such as hyperlinking and search within physical documents. Jim is a graduate student researching the differences in how people read content from physical documents versus on digital devices. And as Jim likes to read physical documents, he printed the documents so they could be used with his HoloDoc system. Each page has tagging features printed on it to allow his Neo Smart Pen and HoloLens to recognize them. While Jim is reading this paragraph about citation number 17, he wants to know more about the document it references. Without the HoloDoc system, he would have to turn to the last printed page, look for the title, and then search for the paper online. Now, he just taps on the citation ID with his pen instead. This action invokes a window with metadata and a pie menu. This window allows him to quickly check the basic information of the corresponding citation. He can easily find new relevant literature to study, or quickly remember if he has read a document before by glancing at the title, authors, or publication year. The pie menu in the corner suggests more features that Jim may want to use. As Jim feels the citation may be very valuable, he opens the pie menu and he selects the preview button on the pie menu using a hand tap gesture. Now Jim is reading the preview page that corresponds to this document. He can also open the entire document by selecting the Full Papers button, and he can use a hand drag gesture to manipulate the pages. He can also play the demo video to better understand this reference document.
So I'm going to define a wind tunnel.
Jim just selected citation number 27 with the pen. If Jim's documents didn't have HoloDoc's tagging features, he would not be aware that he already had the reference document printed on his desk. With HoloDoc, however, he can see an arrow in his visual field that directs him to the location of the document on his desk. He can then seamlessly pick up the document and begin to review it in tandem. Jim can also tap on the title to invoke a virtual menu and see additional details about the document. Jim can open all the figures at once to have a quick glance at them. He can view auto-generated tags such as the conference name and publication year. When he taps the tag with Kai, Jim can quickly find all the documents with the same tag based on these virtual indicators in mixed reality. He can also play the video associated to a paper to better understand a concept.
Illumine paper. Illuminated interactive paper.
As Jim reads this paper, he notices an interesting keyword, electroluminescence. He selects this keyword by circling it with a digital pen and taps on it to confirm the recognition result and invoke the online search window. Now he is browsing the search results. Since he is interested in this document, he can tap the PDF button to open it next to the searching result. As Jim continues his research, he realizes that he needs to have a better grasp on the mixed reality literature. Instead of searching with existing words from the document, he quickly grabs a sticky note, writes down the words mixed reality, and taps the online search button to invoke a search with these words. As the sticky note acts as a proxy of the virtual search window, Jim can reposition it as he continues to do his work, revisiting it at any time. Jim knows that he has printed a paper that had very good study on reading behavior, but he can't remember its title. By writing reading on the sticky note and tapping local search, he can perform a localized search to find the paper he is looking for. If a document contains the word being searched, in this case reading, a virtual canvas will appear above the document and present basic metadata information, as well as how many times the word appears in the document. While reading his newly found paper, he finds one paragraph very inspiring and wants to store it for future reference. To create such a storage space, Jim grabs a physical tag that represents the whiteboard and places it on the wall. When Jim confirms the location by tapping on it, a virtual whiteboard canvas and a control menu will be displayed. He then crops this paragraph and saves it to his digital whiteboard. As Jim is a visual learner, HoloDoc also enables Jim to crop interesting figures for later reference. If Jim finds this reference document important to his research, he can tap on the whiteboard to save a copy for later reference. By doing this, Jim can take notes on the whiteboard and also organize his favorite notes in various ways, either by creation time, document title, or publication source. If Jim wants to refer to his notes, he can tap on a note thumbnail in his digital whiteboard, causing the entire document to be displayed. When Jim wishes to leave, he can archive all the virtual contents by tapping on the sticky note. Then, Jim can bring the sticky note with him as a proxy of the whiteboard, place it at a new location, and tap on it again to resume his work.